Whatchamacallit podcast episode
6. 5.
5 or 6.
5 or 6. October 4th.
5.
Big day. John Walsh's birthday. We're gonna quickly sing happy birthday for him.
Well, that's going to be entertaining.
Wow. On the mic.
Let's get it.
No, I'm not gonna sing.
I was ready, bro.
All right. Thank you,
Go
guys.
ahead, make a
Thank
wish.
you, guys.
Happy birthday,
Taylor
bro.
Swift.
Hold on.
We kiss my forehead.
That's weird.
It's probably something you think about.
All right. There we go.
All right. So we're back. It's been a long summer. We have taken a couple months off, I guess, technically.
I think 2 months, 2.5 months.
Since Ryan was on, yeah.
We're going to recap. Oh, yeah, big guest. We're going to recap the summer, the current market. But first, a lot's been going on in John's world.
It's John or that John?
You.
Oh,
John.
mine.
He's Jonathan.
Okay.
Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
John.
Gotcha.
John's birthday today, 30th.
Oh, yeah. Big 30. Big 30's the new 20.
Yeah.
I'm basically a teenager.
Birthday question.
Okay.
How do you feel that Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map?
It's a very interesting question. I feel like my wife says the same thing. It's a horrible take, I feel like. Travis Kelce is one of the best football players out there already. It's kind of hard for me to hate on it, though, because I love Taylor Swift.
I know, yeah.
But it's just weirdly annoying that, like, every, chick in America now is like, oh, how do you feel that Taylor Swift made Travis Kelce famous? When it's, like, you could argue it's the other way around. I mean, Travis Kelce is super famous, so he probably introduced Taylor Swift to a lot of people, So I think it goes both ways. I
think it's all set up. It's all set up.
It could be.
Yeah?
I would hope it's some sort of contract where, maybe she gets X amount of dollars per jersey sale, and he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna hang out with this girl for 6 months. I'm gonna get an album made about me. I'm gonna make an extra $50 million, and then we'll part ways.
In my opinion, I think it works on both ends, but from both sides, if you look at both sides, the target market that each side is lacking is the market that
it's a perfect combination.
Are killing. So you have all the grown men sitting on their couch watching football. Who
Like John
don't know
Walsh?
who Taylor Swift is? No, he knows.
Oh, he knows football.
More like me. And then you have, obviously, 3/4 of America who follow Taylor Swift and don't necessarily watch football. But outside of Taylor Swift, we'll move on to more important things. How was everybody's summer? How was your business this summer? What did you endure business-wise this summer?
Me, it was a little slow. It was more of the building the back office type of couple months. We just switched over to Serhant. We brought over, I want to say, like 14, 15 agents. So it was a lot of, everybody getting business cards, ordering new signs, new branding, marketing. We've been to about, I think, 3 events. And it's just a lot of background stuff going on. So finally, I'm back settled down, doing everyday real estate type stuff, which I love, which is kind of why I'm in the business, to meet new people, to sell houses, to create relationships. So it was a little different that I was kind of behind the scenes for a couple months, but I'm back now. So I love that for myself and for everybody. What about you, John? How was your summer?
Same. I think it was slow. It's definitely been a turnaround since the last couple of years. It's been tough, but I think it's just about staying on the ball. And I think, like we always speak about, how our office is always helpful to each other. So I think that's been helping a lot. And obviously with Anthony, and I don't think we introduced Vinny, but this is Vinny.
We did. We got Vinny G on the set today.
Vinny G.
The
So
big man right here.
I think what John was getting to about the office, working together and stuff, is just making sure we're all kind of staying on that uncomfortable stuff. It's when we're in a slow market, you have 2 choices: to either do no business and make no money, or get back to those uncomfortable things. Yeah, exactly. Complain. Get back to those uncomfortable things like cold calling, like door knocking, like sitting behind the desk and writing letters to past clients, doing customer appreciation days, like the things that maybe we're not totally excited about doing, but they're the things that generate business in a slow market. And once the market does turn around, once interest rates do pull back a little bit, once we do get some more inventory, we'll be one step ahead of the competition. And you know what? If you're in the business still right now, like, we haven't lost any agents. So many companies are losing agent after agent after agent. I think like 3,000 agents or something quit the business, like just in Long Island alone. It was a huge amount of agents that just left the business. or got part-time jobs, and we haven't had any of that. So we're doing something right, and even through these slow times with no inventory, we're still killing it.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. I was going to go back to the same thing is, I mean, I would say the last 2 years, right? Rates probably started going up. I would say a year and a half, 2 years now. And from that point, I feel like everybody just kind of phased themselves out of the industry, whether it was, newer agents or even loan officers. They kind of took a step back, trying to find a second gig or entirely take a step out. And my whole thing is it's not easy. It's very discouraging with the way the market is. But at the same time, if you could stay busy, when it does come back around, which it has to do sooner or later, not only is there hopefully less competition, but, you stuck around, you have another year or two under your belt, and, you're not only clients that you worked with during this hard time, new clients may come your way just from the last 2 years of experience. But, I mean, we don't usually do our standard real estate market update, but I would like to touch on it just because it's been a few months, and it is crazy, and people constantly complain about it, whether you're in the industry or not. It's on the news, it's in front of your face. Like I had an agent the other day call me and just say, I'm trying to get a listing. This guy's got a 2.5% interest rate. What the hell can I do to tell him, like to sell him basically?
Yeah.
What would your rebuttal be to that? And I'm like, honestly, at the end of the day, like if anybody has a 2.5% interest rate and you're not planning to sell, then, I'm telling them to stay put. Like I had a buddy call me the other day, I got a 2.75. I want to take cash out of my house. I'm like, don't you dare.
Yeah.
But I told said agent that, in this market, I mean, if you're looking to sell, right? So if you're going to sit and you're going to wait and you're going to hope that there's a miracle comes and the rates go down to 5 and they, whatever the case may be, my rebuttal to that would just be, if you're going to buy at some point and sell it at some point, right now, if you can, keep your budget on a monthly basis to a level where you're comfortable and you fall in love with a house, right? Jump on it. In my opinion, there's no sign of any sort of slowdown. And when the rates come down, I think that the houses are going to continue to stay where they're at, if not more. I understand there might be a little bit more inventory, but just because there's more inventory doesn't mean there's not going to be more demand. All these people that don't qualify at 7% or 7.5% qualify at 5.5%, they're going to come out of the woodwork. So I told that agent, I said, you tell the seller, if you're planning to leave at some point, you might be better off leaving now. And I don't use, marry, the home, date the rate. I just think it's cliche, but it technically does work in some circumstances. You're going to buy a house right now. Let's just say the house is $650 and you got to pay a 7% interest rate. Now, next year, all of a sudden, double the amount of people are coming shopping, right? All right, you might have a 5.5% interest rate, but you now paid, instead of $650, you paid $700, you paid $725, whatever it is. At the end of the day, if you're comfortable with that $650 payment on 7% interest for, let's just say, 12 to 24 months, you're probably going to end up getting that house at this time a lot less than what you would when the rates do come down. Not only does real estate appreciate nonstop with the way the marketing condition is and the amount of, demand in comparison to supply is just through the roof. So I was like, and he's like, oh, well, that does make sense. And I do believe he did get the listing. But again, that's, the market's crazy. You're seeing minimal inventory, right? You haven't seen much inventory.
And it's not even like everything you said is true. But then you go back and like if we ask Vinny or John or myself, we've probably had half the people that we work with just say, listen, we're going to wait. Like all these buyers that say, we're going to wait, we're going to wait. All these people that said, we're going to wait, once the rates, like you said, come down, those people are coming back. So not only are you going to pay a crap ton more, 15% more, 12% more, but you're also not going to get the house. Like, do we all remember back in the COVID craze? Like, you would be, all right, the prices were a little lower. The interest rates were much lower. But nobody got the freaking house.
No,
like you would bid on 17 houses. You would bid 80,000 over, 100,000 over, and you were not getting the house. So let's not even talk about the money you're going to save or the difference in price. Do you want a house or not? Of course. If you want a house, then buy the house.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think it's still kind of like that. Like I've had people that I'm helping and they're putting in offers and agents are getting back to me. And I'm going like, they're going like 60, 70,000 over. And they're like, we have 12 other offers that are over yours, different contingencies, waiving this, that, and the other. And it's like the rates are at 8, right? You posted that today.
Almost.
And it's crazy because you have other articles, and shout out to Jeff Kanyas, who works at our office. He sent it to me this morning. That also is saying that it's shifting, right? We're probably not seeing it drastically right now, but it is shifting in the way where homes are sitting a little longer than they were before, maybe like 5 days, but
That's a long time.
Big difference, right? Compared to a weekend that you would have a house up for sale, open house, you blink and it's gone.
Is that on top of that, it's not even that the homes are sitting, but even it's happened to me, I think 3 times in the last 3 deals where we get multiple offers, we think everything's all good, we're way above asking. The next day, buyer pulled out, rethought about it. Next day, inspection. You know what? We're gonna try to negotiate a little bit off the inspection. The buyers are feeling a little bit more power, even. You know, so the market is still crazy. The inventory is still low. But it's like
different realization.
Yeah, it's a weird realization where buyers are starting to think maybe there's a shift coming.
There's no desperation.
Maybe I have some power. Maybe since and you know what it is too? They're calling guys like Anthony and saying, listen, I got pre-approved a year ago. I was gonna spend $550. I know you told me my payment was $3,200. You know, I'm spending $550 right now. So what am I at, $3,200? And Anthony's like $4,300. Yeah. And they're like, wait, what? And then they call their agent and say, yeah, pull my offer. You know, so
like this is just an example, and I saw, and I think I tell people all the time, I'm happy to get on the phone with you. I'm happy to go in depth. Happy to give you my opinion. If everybody knew what was going to happen, we'd all be super wealthy and probably be, the only people work with. But just for an example, like this is on social media the other day. If you secured a 30-year fixed mortgage on a $600,000 home at 2.6% interest in 2021, you have the same monthly mortgage payment as someone that just bought a $392,000 home today, and that's saying at a 6.2% interest rate.
That's crazy.
The interest rates are at minimum 1% higher.
Basically almost double price house.
So
and
literally double.
Yeah, well, 50% less. Yeah, 50% less house, and you're paying the same rate. Yeah. So it's like, and you know how many people were saying 2 years ago, just wait. Just wait.
It out.
The market's too crazy. Just wait it out. And now look, you know.
All of the, economy and everything aside, the thing is the biggest, appreciating asset that you could own is real estate. So whether you had a crazy market, and don't get me wrong, we're all in an industry right now where it's been the craziest couple of years that, maybe has ever seen. And I, give everybody credit for sticking through. But at the same time, your home should appreciate in value. We live on, 99% of our business is on Long Island. Your home's going to appreciate in value. You're going to be up one way or another. So that's just a different side of it. And it's a matter of if people understand that or not, which is what I try to push as much as possible.
So want to welcome Vinny again to the podcast. This is what happens. We get on these talking tangents.
Hello.
Let anybody speak.
No, it's okay.
So we're gonna toss it to you now, and we'll go on to the next topic. I think we really even wanted to talk about. We just came back from Miami. We were on a Serhant kind of retreat. It was a Sell It Like Serhant course / Serhant company 3-year anniversary / Q3 sales huddle. So you want to tell us about your experience, introduce yourself, tell us what you're all about, and take it from
So, like you guys said, my name is Vinny. We actually just got back from Miami, like John was saying. The whole entire trip itself was a blast, so to say, considering I took it as more of a vacation. Also getting there a little bit earlier with
you
Edgar.
got there for a few days early, right?
Yeah, got there with Edgar, Jonathan over here. We got there like a day earlier.
Travis was there for a week.
Yeah, he was there for a whole week.
I think he's still there.
Mentally, he's definitely still there. But it was a good experience. The course itself was great. It was 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. type of day. So we were all starving, all sleepy. We were trying to make it through, but we got through it and learned a lot.
How many, do you know how many, off the top of your head, and this might be a question because he pops one open every week, but how many locations does he actually?
So I don't know exactly, but I think at the exact time that we launched, like right before that, he launched 5 other ones, and then we were part of like another couple. So I want to say, I could be totally off. I want to say like 12 to 14, and his goal, I believe, was to open 50 over a year or two. But one of the topics he did talk about there was he kind of wanted to slow the growth a little bit because it was booming, and he's like a very hands-on type of guy, and he wants everybody to be heard. He wants to listen. They're 3 years old. It was 3-year anniversary, so brand new. So there's anytime any one of us has feedback, like he'll pick up the phone, he'll talk to us, like him himself. So he's big into changing things as moving along. So now it's like, all right, we have this amount of offices. Now let's make them all perfect. So they're going to introduce this thing because one of the feedback was, listen, we're growing, we're bringing all these agents on, but like we want to make sure everybody has hands-on training. We want to make sure that the brand is representing it in the perfect way, you know? So there's a thing called 100 Days at Serhant now. And it's going to be like when you're a new agent, you're coming on, you're going to have basically like a 100-day plan to follow. And you're going to have hands-on from the corporate people. You're going to have hands-on from local people. And it's just going to be like a step-by-step 100-day thing. So he did say he wants to slow it down for a second, make sure everybody's ready to rock, and then speed up again. So he was going on a tangent for a while, but I think it was mostly down the East Coast. I want to say it was Connecticut, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Florida, us, North Carolina possibly.
There's definitely
Jersey,
7.
Jersey
There's definitely
just
7.
happened. Yeah, Jersey.
He did say we're in 7 states right
Yeah,
now.
Jersey just happened. I think a couple states it might be multiple. Like here, there's 4, obviously Manhattan, Hamptons, South Shore, and North Shore. So yeah, there's definitely a good amount, but we're always gonna be boutique. So we're never gonna be like the Kellers and the Exits where there's 7,000 agents on Long Island. I feel if I go to any open house, I see 19 signature agents, and I'm like, wow, okay. Like,
It's crazy too with all those offices. Like you go to their open house, and I feel like they have their own agents go to their open house, and they have no idea who each other are.
Yeah.
Like there's so many offices now that agents don't know who's. Like if I'm Keller Williams and you come into my, I have no idea if you're Keller Williams or not.
Yeah.
Like at least now, like for us, we see a certain agent, we know exactly who they are. Like all the faces,
it was like family.
All the faces are familiar.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, you guys also have a relationship with the North Shore office as well.
Yeah, we have a relationship with the North Shore, and even flying down there, like North Shore and South Shore, obviously we're close, we're next to each other. But when we got down there, it was weird. Like we knew each other from social media, maybe because we all follow each other on social media, and the faces like familiar. It was like, oh, you're John. Right? I remember I was actually went to the gym down there. So Friday morning, I'm coming back from the gym, and some guy stops me. He's like, John, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like Calvin, the social media guy. He used to work for Gary Vee. Now he works for Ryan as the social media guy. And he recognized me right there. And we were just chatting. This guy, the guy that runs the South Carolina office, same thing. Just stopped. We just started talking. It's like, you know each other.
Well, that's
so
this industry in a nutshell.
But exactly.
Well, hey, we're at a
Yeah.
networking event. I definitely know 15 of you
Yeah.
just from Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah.
Or but that's just how it is, which is cool. But it's good that you guys all have that relationship. I mean, the North Shore people, I didn't know until we really had field day.
Oh yeah, field day. That was great.
Switch teams to North Shore.
Yeah, Anthony was definitely
trying
on
to
the
do
losing
like
side. I mean, I get it. I think Anthony went to the other side to try to
Trying to
get some
help.
business, right?
I was trying to get business. I left my body on the line. My shoulder hasn't been the same since dodgeball.
How did that turn out for
Miami,
you?
Playing
Did
kickball.
you like win any game, or did you get any business at least? I mean,
Are you?
the first question was kind of rhetorical because we know we won every.
No, I haven't. And no, we didn't win anything. It
All right, we're gonna try to get you more
So-
business.
was
So-
the effort that counts. Bro.
Yeah, we haven't been on since the Shore Wars.
John decided to just rig a full day of events.
Yeah, we won all
No
7
mercy,
events.
bro.
Yeah, no mercy. Even in kickball, when it was the last event, like Steph, my wife came up to me. She's like, maybe you should bring it down a little bit. I was, jumping in the air, throwing at people's heads and stuff. But that's just me.
Shout out to Mike and their team.
Yeah, shout out to Mike
They
Saves
gave it their all for sure.
and their squad.
Good stuff, Mike.
Good stuff, good sports, good sports. Maybe next year, we'll
gonna start
change
practicing soon.
the
We might do a
events.
draft. I think we want to do a draft.
Oh yeah,
No, that would be no. I'll stick with North Shore. We'll be fine.
yeah.
Don't worry.
So it's gonna be like the movie
Alright.
Dodgeball. And
We got dodgeball. The rule in dodgeball, number one rule you'll learn when you're in like 4th grade. You get in line, and if you were first eliminated, you're the first back in. We got like 15 people eliminated. All of a sudden, they catch the ball. John just runs back in. Like, yo, this doesn't work. This is not the order that this took
John's
place.
rules, man.
Yeah. We got John and Andy just rotating. You got 5 girls on the sideline. No, we're in. It's rigged. North Shore will get them. No way.
God.
But speaking of, I was sweating like a pig that day. We definitely got a workout.
It's kind of hot
hot
here,
as hell.
actually.
It's
now that
definitely
you say
hot
that.
in here. I can't figure out which temperature it is. It was 60 degrees last week. It's 75 degrees today.
Yo, the fucking tsunami we had while we
Oh,
were
yeah.
away out here.
Oh yeah,
How
I
was that? You
Yeah,
were
I
here?
wasn't even here.
I was here. It was terrible. It was my first week in about 9 weeks. I didn't have a wedding, so I was home for a full week.
And it was
Actually great, in my
down.
opinion, because I didn't have to leave. Didn't have
Nice.
and it,
You know, like the weather sucks.
Yeah.
Can't I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Roads are flooded. I'm staying home.
I was seeing Travis's stories. I'm like, oh god, it's cloudy. I have to go tomorrow. I'm hoping it's nicer, but
So Miami.
yeah.
Bro, I think you set the world record for amount of
He goes, I have to
weddings
go. Like, it's painful.
that
Like,
you-
I have to
yeah,
go to
yeah,
Miami.
that
Sorry,
you've
guys.
like gone in
Well, it's
in
my
the
best
span
friend's
of
wedding.
3
I mean,
months.
you know,
How many best friends do you have, bro? Because every time I hear you talk about it, it's like my best friend, my best friend.
no, this one I'm in. This is this
This
one's
is one. This is one of the real ones.
Yeah, this is the last one. I have one in November, but it's local, so it doesn't count.
Nice.
So yeah, this is
What is the tally
Yeah.
for weddings that you have
Tally?
this year? Yeah.
12.
12 weddings.
12
I don't think I've been
weddings?
to 12 weddings in my life, to be honest.
No, not even half.
Yeah.
Only 2 on Long Island.
Wow.
2 of the 12.
That's pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pricey.
Yeah, if anyone wants to send me a business, I could really use it.
Are you just dropping your business card off at tables now?
It's well, if
That
I'm,
should
if
be
I'm
your
at your wedding, you should know what I'm doing for a living.
Yeah.
You should
No,
know
but
my card.
bro, you have like half the guests that have no
Yeah,
idea who you
probably
are.
don't know.
Good point, Ben.
Yeah.
You just gotta start dropping them off there.
Yeah.
All right, now we gotta get some cards for this weekend.
Or like having like the DJ saying, cocktail hour sponsored by Anthony Fragala, you know?
Yeah,
And then the bride and groom are like, wait,
Yeah.
I thought we just laid out 12 grand for this open bar. But speaking of what it stopped me doing, and it'll lead into our next topic here, but the weddings and the traveling each weekend, it's just like usually I'm on top of my, like health and fitness and just try to, it's a little different in the summer. Obviously, you're doing stuff every weekend, drinking, whatever the case may be, but just like the health and wellness has kind of just like slowly been diminished because it's, come home on Sunday. Don't go grocery shopping this week because you only have 3 days home until you got to leave for the next wedding. And it just kind of got me into a routine. And Jonathan's been on me for a fast. He tells me fast. I'm like, bro, I can't. I could barely not eat, till 12, let alone 24 hours. But Sunday, I watched football all day. I indulged a little bit. And then I woke up and was like, let's just do it. And we did 48 hours.
48 hours.
48 hours. Don't ask me how.
Bro,
I couldn't eat
that's
4.8
big.
hours.
That's big. Nah, we were talking about it,
Yeah.
but it's not easy, bro. We eat so fucking much
No,
every
it's-
single day, and I did one day. I did 24 hours last month, and then right before we left to Miami, I did the 48 hours. I know you were talking to me about it, and I was like, I'm gonna try, and I told you it's better not to plan.
Well, that's what helped me.
Just get into it.
I woke up on Monday and I was like, yep. I stopped eating at 6:45 on Sunday. I'm like, I'm not eating again. Let's do 24 hours. And then I did 24 hours. I was like, all right, this isn't bad. Then I woke up, I worked out, and I was like, all right, I can get till 12. And then he's like, all right, just keep going. I'm not kidding. By like 3:30 yesterday, I was seeing stars.
Yeah, the first
I couldn't type my name.
like
But
hour 12 to 15 is like the worst. After that, I feel like you're cruising.
Well,
How'd you
na-
feel?
Now that you actually say that, I actually did go 24 hours the other. I had to get a colonoscopy.
Yeah, that's right.
So I went 24
We've
hours.
heard about
and,
it.
and not only is that not only did I go 24 hours, but all your liquids leave your body. So it was 24 hours of death.
You
And
couldn't have water or anything either.
no, I could have water,
Oh, okay.
but then at 12 o'clock at night, the night before, you have to stop drinking water too. So literally, it's just liquid for the first 24 hours. And then at midnight prior, it's no liquids at all. So it's basically 24 hours of nothing.
Yeah. So I was doing.
I guess I was
research
forced to do it, but
on
it wasn't fun.
I think when you decide to do it yourself, I think you realize the benefits. But it does start like 3 to 4 hours. The fasting starts 3 to 4 hours after you have your last meal.
Okay.
You can have water, black coffee, tea, nothing with sugar, nothing with calories. But the benefits I think are insane. I've talked to people that have done it for 5 to 7 days.
it's wild.
But like it helps with inflammation, helps with digestive system, helps with sleep. And like I said, and it helps you like target the fat that's in your body. It starts to use up the what you have inside of you rather than breaking down all the food. It starts to target the fat, and that's what you use for energy. So I think it's amazing long term if you can do it once a month.
You're about to do
Get a
72.
6-pack like this guy.
Me? You're gonna do
But
72 hours?
I'm gonna try to do 3 days this month at the end of this month. We'll see how that
So
goes.
you
I texted Jonathan. I'm like, yo, can I have a piece of cum?
Yeah, he texted me. He's like, I'm like, no, bro.
No.
Sugar, calories.
I'm like, yo, sugar-free gum. No. I feel like no.
Are you gonna do all 72 hours in an ice bath?
So that was my next thing. I think
At
I'm
4 a.m.?
gonna buy a portable ice bath, and I'm gonna force you guys to get in that shit. With
I
me
wanna
at least
do it.
once a week.
With you together?
If we fit, yeah. But I think it's something that I feel like the benefits are also there, similar to the fasting, but it also shocks the body. It helps with anxiety, and it helps you like kind of just have like a steadier mind because I feel like doing that is you're targeting more your mind than your body because you have to just force yourself to stay in there because your body can do it. It's just if you're a bitch. You'll jump out.
That's so. What was her? What was her? How do you pronounce her last name? One of the speakers, Jen Gottlieb.
Jen Gottlieb. She spoke about
She
that. Yeah.
She spoke about.
She was amazing.
At the Serhant conference. Her speech was boss, and like it was amazing how she showed like when she was doing Facebook Live first, so nervous, not prepared, so bad. She showed her first like 5, and while she was speaking, you're like, wow, she's like an expert. You're like, she's always been great. And you were just watching it, you're like, wow, on the big screen, you're like, wow, she's like bad, nervous, and then it was like next cut, and then it was like in front of like 100 people, and in front of and then it was in front of thousands, and just like her stadiums, just she was talking about how every single Sunday now she door dashes $50 of ice to her house, and she puts in her bath
every Sunday,
and every Sunday she does ice bath Sundays, and it's just it's something that
my brother does it every day, and I need to do it because I have a bad back. I have 2 herniated discs, I have 2 bulging discs, but my brother literally, he goes to the gym in the morning and he freezes a bunch of water bottles. So what he'll do is he'll uncover his ice bath in the morning on his way to the gym, drops the frozen water bottles in there. So when he comes home, he jumps in. He's like, I do it every day, and I get in the shower. Nice. But a few of them in here, I mean, it was probably a few months ago. We were talking about it and the benefits, and I have, my issue is the inflammation, and they're like, start in the shower. They're like, start in the shower. The hardest part is
cold,
breathing.
doing like a cold shower.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. That might be worse to me. Worse for me because I can't just submerge myself. Like in the shower, it's all right, it's hot, and then they're like, all right, get through like a minute. I flip it to cold, and I can't breathe. I'm like hopping and bumping, and then you go in an ice bath, you just jump in, like that's it. Like there's no,
you're there.
Your whole body's hit. You're under the water. That's it. So that's what I want.
It goes back to, and she speaks about it. It's like you can't try to prepare for something like that. You just got to do it.
Yeah, you just got to do it. I mean, look at like pro athletes. Like you look at, I mean, I'm sure soccer players do it, but like I watch football, so I see them like they take ice baths every single day, every day.
I used to do it every day.
Yeah, so it's just something that I guess is
accessible.
My thing is like it's definitely not new, but like this might be stupid, but as of late, did they find more benefits than they used to have because or they're just more accessible than they used to be? Because now
more accessible, and somebody decided to promote it. Yeah, somebody decided to promote it and became like, and listen, it's becoming. This circles back to like alcohol and just healthy lifestyle. It used to be frowned upon. Like think of back in the day, you'd be drinking scotch, smoking cigarettes at work.
That's a cool
like
thing,
that. Yeah. Then it got to like maybe 10, 15 years ago, like everybody's drinking. Now this is. I mean, maybe I'm just saying this because I've removed myself a little bit, and maybe I've drank once in the past 2 months, and then before that, twice in like a 4-month period. I've removed myself. But it's like the cool thing to do now. To be sober, to drink mocktails, to do all that stuff is like the cool thing to do. So I think it's just a whole health and wellness journey and movement.
I said it to one of my buddies 2 weeks ago. We were in Boston for our wedding, and it's the bride and the groom have their dreams, have their drinks, and then there's a mocktail everywhere you go. Like, I feel like Edgar kind of put me onto like mocktails. Like there's legit mocktails on the menu, like everywhere you go, mocktail. Like it's crazy, and it's
a new thing. I've been on it for 2 years already. Being sober is great.
2 years sober.
Yeah,
love it.
Every single weekend not being sober, I would spend like $300, $400 just on drinks. And I was one of those people that like, if you didn't have a drink, hey, I'll buy you a drink. All of a sudden, I woke up one day, I had like $1,000 charge on my credit card. After that, I was like, guys,
you're like, screw the health and wellness part.
I can't do this no more. I'm gonna try to go sober, and I'm at 2 years. So I mean, after the first couple of months, you just realize like you don't need it.
Yeah.
You just gotta get it engraved in your head, like you don't need it. And the worst part is like when people are like, oh, like, why don't you drink? Why don't you drink? I'm like, bro, first of all, I tried saving money. Now it's just a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, here, take a drink. No, like, you like just one. And I'm like, nah, like I don't need that no more.
Yeah, a lot of people, I feel like as of late, it's more common than it's not. But I feel like it used to be like, we're gonna make you feel uncomfortable, like if you don't drink, like you have something wrong.
That's the only.
Or you have some sort of issue, or
like
some
the stigma of it. It's like you must have done something horrible that now you're sober.
Stop.
And it's just, and I think the hardest part, like he was saying, the hardest part of the whole thing isn't when you're sitting at home by yourself hanging out. It's like, all right, you're going to an event, and it's like an event, and everybody's drinking. So it used to be so hard because you'd be the only one. But now it's, listen, maybe 20%, 25% are not drinking. So it's like, all right,
but
cool.
It's crazy. When we were in Florida, the conversation came up with one of my buddies, and he bartends at like a very high-end restaurant. And it came up about mocktails, and I'm like, yo, you guys must make them, right? He's like, bro, what is that? He was like, what is that? We don't believe in that in Miami. it's like, I guess it's the environment too, right? Like
Yeah.
Miami.
Oh, you're in
is
Miami. No one knows what a
party.
cocktail is.
Everyone's getting wasted till
Yeah.
24 hours. You know, it's nonstop. There are places that are open 24 hours, but
Still, you go to the local spots in Bayshore, you go down Main Street, every single restaurant has a mocktail.
exactly.
Or
So
sometimes they have a
I think
mocktail
it
menu.
does have to do with the environment.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
Right.
The John just actually recently started, and I want to touch on it. It's I call it like an accountability group, but it's how many of there? There's about 8 to 10 of us.
No, I think there's only 6. I
Six?
think we narrowed it down to 6 people who because we wanted to make sure we took it seriously. We wanted to make sure it's hard enough to start something and then to keep everybody accountable. If we were going to start it, the original idea was like, let's open it up to whoever wants to be in it. Let's get 15, 20 people and let's start it. But, you know, then when I was talking to Elvis, shout out to Elvis, he was like, listen, we got to make sure like we're going to do it. Like we need to hold ourselves accountable. So we started this little group. We got me, Anthony, Elvis, Kevin, Mark, and Jason. So we have those 6 people. Basically, it's everything in life accountability. It's not just health and wellness. It's not just fitness. It's not just finance. It's reading a book every single month. It's making sure we stay on top of each other. If one of us wakes up late, like, yo, Elvis texted this morning. He's like, yo, my bad, guys. I've been MIA for like 5 days. I fell off. Like, you know, like I lost track of my goals. I didn't read any of that book, but I'm back now. I'm here today.
It works like with you yesterday. Yo, can I have some gum?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't have
you need
gum,
somebody there.
Oh, I was
And-
caving. I was ready to go. Like, no, I was ready to go have lunch. Like,
And I feel like there's so many networking groups out there that you go, you have coffee, stupid. You go, there's 18 realtors. Like, what am I even doing here? Everybody's just going there trying to sell something. Like the goal is here that the 6 of us improve our lives, we improve our bodies, we improve our marriage, we improve our finance, we improve our fatherhood, we improve everything. And then when we can show that in 60 days, then we open it up to people in different aspects of our professional life. And that's when, you know, we just, I think the comment that, or the what do you call it? The mission statement I kind of wanted to have is to turn strangers into acquaintances and acquaintances into friends. So basically nothing to do with sales, nothing to do with going to this networking group and saying, hey, here's my card. It's how's your life going? Like, how'd you improve? Awesome. You lost 10 pounds. That's fucking sick. Like, awesome. You're spending more time with your kids. You're the coach of your son's football team. That's fucking great. You know, and just like becoming friends. And then listen, if they ever need a loan officer, he's here. If they ever need a realtor, I'm here. If they ever need a deck built, Kevin's here. You know, like it's just gonna be something like just building friendships more than a networking.
if you ever need a bodyguard, Elvis is there.
Yeah, that's big dude, bro. He's got shoulders, bro. Those things.
I'm talking about one of my accountability things and like our goals we did for the month. And I'm like, I'm trying to box twice a week. And John's like, yo, you should square up with Elvis. Like, you guys should spar.
I'm like, I think he might have been a semi-pro or something, but you're good,
bro. He connects once I'm sleeping. But no, it's good, and it's sometimes it's something I need. I mean, realistically, I don't know if I ever would have fasted if like Jonathan didn't like kind of get on top of it. But at the same time, I also don't know if I would have ever fasted if I didn't wake up. I'm just like, screw it, I'm doing it. Like, this is it. Start. I just started. I'm not, I just woke up. I'm 10 hours in. Like, that's sometimes the way I feel like you got to do things. But I think it's gonna help. I mean, once my wedding season is over, which is we got 5 days. I'm trying to do a full detox, full 2 months.
Oh, you gotta join me on that 2-3 day this month at the end of the month, bro.
3 days is
like that's
3
exactly,
days.
Group together. My buddy's gonna do it also. So
If we do it together, I'll
it's
do
all
it.
about. Yeah, if you're doing it by yourself, like anybody can start anything solo, but to like continue it, I feel like you need the group. You need somebody pushing you.
I know. I did 48 hours. I'm stunned, but probably because I ate 10,000 calories while I was watching.
You know what, Vinny? I think you'd save a lot more money too. No eating either.
bro.
You'd be no drinking, no
I
eating.
know.
Yo, you'd be
Financial and health podcast. Starve yourself for 5 days and
no alcohol.
No,
I'm telling you this right now. My DoorDash bill is through the roof. It's through the roof.
I feel like even sitting at the office, we'll all be sitting at the office, and people will like walk to the deli or drive and go get something. This dude's just sitting here, door knock, freaking Wendy's, like $25.
No.
for a
But here's the
6-piece
thing.
nugget.
Here's the thing. I could go through the office without eating, but the freaking person that gets me the most is like it's 1:30, and then Lewis comes in, doesn't say a word. He sits down. The first thing he says, "Yo, what we eating?" I'm like, dude, it's 1:30.
Like you just walked in.
I haven't eaten at all that day, and I'm just like, oh, I would have just went home and not eaten yet if Liz didn't come in and say, yo, what are we eating? That's what gets me. Yeah,
Yes.
he just goes to the office every Tuesday. Is like walks in.
He goes to the office to get lunch and then to ask who wants to play pickleball.
Yeah. Then he's like, yo, so we ate lunch. All right, so how long until pickleball?
Yeah, it's 1:30 lunch. We'll eat by like 2 o'clock, and then 4:30 we're at the pickleball court.
Yo,
So it's like,
as
oh,
much as it sucks, if you meal prep on Sunday, I'm not kidding you, it probably saves me $200 to $300 a week. Like, I mean, again, that's an exaggeration. Let's just say on Sunday I go to the grocery store, I spend $100 on fruit, chicken, whatever, a veggie, and rice. And I cook it for the week. Let's just say 2 meals a day. I get it. Let's say I cook lunch and dinner. Sometimes I don't eat breakfast if I fast till 12, or I'll have like a couple eggs. Bro, that's like
Yeah.
sometimes you go these kids
50,
they'll spend
$60.
$40.
Yeah.
Even at Redefine, $12 a meal, whatever it
Yeah.
is, and you go get 3-4 meals, you're at $40-50. You eating 2-3 a day. It's crazy.
It's just so time
A
consuming.
lot of money saving tips on this podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of money saving.
Yeah, you
go
can tell,
go sober, go sober, and cook on Sundays.
You could tell that the transactions have slowed down. Nobody's eating. Guys, we're trying to get in shape here, guys.
All of a sudden, everybody's gonna be riding a bicycle and going to work.
Yeah.
We can't spend gas money.
I got a scooter.
Electric scooters out here.
Yeah, I've been walking to work. I actually just sold my car.
Been working from home a lot. It's raining. I'm working from home.
Pure health purposes, just to burn a couple extra calories. But I mean, to wrap it up, do you have any? I mean, I wish I kind of could predict, but I think it's so volatile that I can't. What to expect if someone asks you, what do you expect for the market into the winter? Honestly, lower than it is now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like more of the same, except it's the winter, so it's like,
just a little colder.
yeah, it's a little colder. It's people are like, do I want to go out and look at a house on a Sunday when there's snow? When it's freezing. I mean, the only
Travis Kelce's on.
Yeah, exactly. Taylor Swift is on TV. The only thing that I'm gonna use positive mindset moving forward is, listen, there's not anything to really do in the once it gets to the winter. So in the summer, it's beautiful out. You go to Fire Island, you go to the Hamptons, you go to the wineries. Distractions. You're drinking, you're doing it. At least now it's like, all right, guys, like the summer's over. Like, let's all get in the office and do more stuff. Plus, let's get our clients out there. Like, listen, don't tell me you're gonna be at the wineries. Don't tell me you got weddings. Like, you got nothing to do now. So let's get back into focus to looking at houses.
Sal just said it the other day. Sal sent an email. He said, we're having a meeting next week. He's like, I hope everybody got the summer out of their system. It's over. It's a tough market, and it's time to get going.
Yeah,
really
put your big boy pants on.
But honestly, I feel like in the summer, it's the way everybody says, oh, summer's so short. Like, the way that my summer is, not that I just slack off at work, but I have other things go out. Not always. Not everybody. 12 people get married every summer.
Yeah.
In the sense of, all right, you go to Fire Island, you're at the beach. Friday, you cutting out a little bit early, whatever it is. I'm excited to get back into just work and fitness to an extent, fasting, saving.
Same. And
saving.
No
drinking.
And honestly,
No drinking,
It's
bro.
gonna get, like, I think we said this in the beginning of the podcast. It's gonna get the scraps out. People are gonna leave the mortgage business. People are gonna leave they've already started. So listen, the people that, like, we all got here for a reason. We all know what to do. It's just getting back to, like I said, the uncomfortableness of doing those things, and realize, like, you're not too good to make cold calls. You're not like,
back to the basics.
Yeah, there shouldn't be pickleball 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It should be pickleball at 5:30, 6
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the it should be like we're all holding each other accountable. We're getting in there. We're doing the things that need to get done. And once there's one person that sparks it, once people see in the office, like, wow, he's back to killing it. What is he doing that I'm not? I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious, and I'm going to have to take that upon myself to get my shit back together. And like I said, it was 4 months of back office stuff. It was 4 months of boring managerial stuff. And now it's like we're all set. We're all ready to rock. Everybody's, in a position to take off. So now it's up to myself and up to everybody in the office to make it happen and be a good leader. And I think that's what I know that's what I'm going to do. And it's going to be a fucking epic winter, I feel like,
You taking on agents yet?
So I am. I just kind of started. I made a commitment to the agents that came with me. That I said for the first basically half year that I'm not going to take anybody on. I want everybody to feel the impact of the Serhant brand. I want everybody to feel that connection with Ryan. I want everybody to feel that connection with the back office, and so they can walk up to Ryan and be like, "Vinny, what's up? John, what's up?" Like they have that connection. Now that we're all set and settled, we're starting to take some interviews. So if you feel like, number one, maybe you're plateaued where you are. You're an agent doing 5 deals to 10 deals a year and you've kind of plateaued, come see me. You're an agent that's a top producer, killing it, but there's a level inside you. You're making $250,000 a year, but you think you can make 500, come see me. You're a new agent that thinks, I'm just about to pass my test, but I don't want to be one of a million. I want to be one of 50, one of 20, come see me, and we'll see if you're the right fit, and hopefully make your dreams come true.
I'm doing my best recruiting today.
I like that. I like that shirt. Yeah, I know. Look, we have the same
Happy
shoes.
birthday to
Same
you.
shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
like
guys are
that.
matching, and it's
Yeah.
Edgar would be sitting right here, like, yo,
Edgar would be sitting right here.
Where I was gonna say, where would he be sitting?
right there, right between you guys.
Are you sure?
Maybe on your laps.
I was. Vinny said it, not me.
I mess with him all throughout the office.
Oh yeah. Well, on that note, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. All right.
Awesome.
We're gonna ask.
Stay tuned for the next episode 7, 8, 6,
Six,
whatever,
never know.
whatever episode we're on.
Never know.
Peace.